The final home game of any college football season is cause for celebration. Senior Day, a perfect way to celebrate and remember all of the accomplishments of this group of leaders. Welcome to Bridgeport Stadium in Harrisonburg, Virginia, home to the James Madison Dukes. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the UCLA Bruins, taking on last year's national champions, the James Madison Dukes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Bruins will put toe to leather to crank us up. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So the James Madison Dukes offense will go on the attack first. This wide receiver matchup is one that we've been waiting to see. You have two guys on either side, Jesse, who are really going to make the secondaries nervous.
Oh, they should, because these guys can take the top off at defense. You've got two very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and if I'm playing quarterback in this game for either team, I am going to take my shots and give my guy an opportunity, because both of these guys, David, have proven they can make circus-level catches.
I mean, when they're not open, they're open. I mean, they can make the dynamic catches, the contested catches. They have the speed. They are two of the best playmakers in all of the country. So whenever an offense has the football today, you're going to like the show.
And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds.
They say tight ends are a quarterback's best friend in the pass game, because think about it. The tight end's the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, which means generally those are the easiest throws a quarterback has. You saw it on that play.
Got it behind the line. It's Slater. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. The one thing that can derail this offense, a bunch of 3-and-outs. They won't do that here, but they might go 4-and-out if they don't convert. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
There are not a lot of head coaches that I think are willing on their opening drive to go for it on 4th down, especially in that kind of field position. But this head coach ain't scared. And he believes in his running back. He believes in his offensive line to go pick it up, and that's exactly what they did.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
Finds a soft spot in the middle, and he's knocked down.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
They get him on the ground, but it'll be enough for the first down, and they might mark that down to use the Wildcat again.
Wow, the running back there showing you his skill set as he's able to rip off that one for a first down.
And the Dukes are moving quickly down the field. The running back has it. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Dukes can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Tight end now in motion. They'll try the run. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
Well, it's not a home run, but it's just enough by the running back to move the chains.
They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. On the direct snap, it's Slater. Wildcat look didn't get much, picked up a few on that one.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks.
I think that might be an example of the running back maybe trying to do a little bit too much. Everybody wants to try to bounce the ball outside and hit the home run, but in college football at this level, you just need to do a better job taking what the defense gives you.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Eleventh play of this opening drive coming up at this one, a 3rd and long. Looking to pass. It's Ogden. Pucks it out of the air. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. Looks as if he's going to run it. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
We're seeing analytics become a bigger part of college football each and every year, and there is a good example of it. Opening drive of the game, you're across the 50, 4th down, and it says run the ball and go for it. Even if you don't get it, your opponent's going to have to drive a ways. There's still a lot of football left to play. Hindsight's always 20/20, but that was an excellent decision by the head coach.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
They send the tight end in motion. Fires to the wideout. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play that were open that could have had a chance. So this quarterback just needs to settle down a little bit. He won't be throwing as many incompletions if he just lets the coverage tell him where to go with the ball.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. A run for the quarterback. Will not get there. A 4th down stop. Bruins offense. For the first time. The matchup we'll be watching in this one really takes you back. Big-time running back going right into the face of a tackling machine at linebacker, David.
Yeah, and we're going to see this individual battle. Not just in pass coverage when they match up, but just meeting in holes. And who's going to win when they go head-to-head? That will be a big factor in who wins this football game. But, Jesse, one-on-one, this is going to be a show.
And this is going to be an incredible matchup that's going to go on until there's zeros up on the clock. Both of these guys have circled this game on the calendar because they knew who they were going to be facing. And two guys we know are going to play at the next level. But I think this is probably one of the better individual matchups we're going to see all season long.
Quickly complete. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there. Offense gets set for 2nd down. Power football with the run. Turning it on. Shoved out of bounds right at the 35-yard line in the running game, getting the job done. They'll snap it on 1st down from the 35. Right back to the well.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. It'll be 3rd and long.
And a really nice job by the defense winning 2nd down. I think the quarterback thought he could dump this off, maybe get some positive yards, set up a good 3rd down.
He's going to throw deep right side. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. And the Bruins will bring the punt team onto the field. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. And the punt will go into the end zone, and the ball comes out to the 20 on the touchback. We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. On the direct snap, it's Slater. He's got the first down, and they did a brilliant job getting them outflanked with the Wildcat.
What a run, man. I tell you what, it's hard to pop runs. It's hard to get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a lot of times. But when you got backs like this who can make huge plays with the speed, getting out in the open field, can take it the distance on every play, defenses are...
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And it falls in complete. But it could have been much, much worse as the defender was right there, working well behind the sticks on second down. Back to pass, it's Ogden. Pulls it in, it's Slater. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down.
Man, this guy's going to need some water when he gets to the sidelines. They've been putting him to work on this drive, right? We've seen him toting the rock with success, and now you're seeing him get involved in the passing game, too. They are highlighting his versatility here on this drive.
Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
If I'm building an offense in today's football, it's not around a quarterback that can't run. I'm going to find an athlete that I can give the ball because defensively, it starts to limit your coverages. It starts to limit what I can do. It makes me play the quarterback every single play. Just makes your job as a defensive coordinator extremely hard.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Look, you can't take away everything, right? So you give them that and rally and make a solid tackle.
Yeah, and a lot of times in zone coverage, I like when I can get all the eyes on the quarterback. I like when I can see the routes and see him develop in the middle. And you could tell they had keys on the tight end. He wasn't going anywhere after he caught that football.
Throws for the end zone. And that ball is caught in the back of the end zone. The officials are signaling incomplete. He was out of bounds.
That's a throw the quarterback would like to have back. He forced that one into double coverage. That means somebody else was wide open. The quarterback really needs to be better moving forward, working through his progressions.
Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal. They were easily within field goal range there, but they don't feel like you can win this game 3 points at a time.
Nah, pass. I mean, you got to be aggressive. You got to get touchdowns, man. You've seen the emphasis. Defenses are...
And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Dukes. Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the PAT makes it 7-0.
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. UCLA will go back to work on offense. They're looking for something, looking for anything to try to put some kind of score on the board, down 7-0. Makes the catch.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Pushes ahead for a couple, they'll mark it at the 33.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
The Bruins are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. He'll try to do it himself. Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground.
And usually when a QB takes off and scrambles, it's because the defense didn't do a great job keeping lane integrity, not keeping him in the pocket, letting him get outside, and then he can do damage. Then it's the next play that you have to play instead of this just the original pass. So defense has got to do a better job keeping that guy in the pocket.
They think there's room to run to the right here. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3.
Yeah, when you get penetration by that defense right away, and there's no way to cut at all for that back, he gets destroyed right away. No way that play was going to be successful. Way too much penetration.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Caught near the sticks. It's Meadows. And this defense was flailing as he weaved his way and got down to the 26. And the Bruins getting set on 1st and 10. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Meadows. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
And this is good news for the offense here because they've got their Heisman-caliber receiver in a bit of a groove. Back-to-back catches. The defense has no answer for him. I would keep force feeding.
And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Bruins!
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. You trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. Leaves it with the running back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
To the air, it's Ogden. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
Well, the defense sniffed that screen out perfectly. All the D linemen, they were reading the body language of the offensive line. They knew something was up, and when the screen pass got thrown, they were right there to make the tackle.
He wants to change this route. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. He's got an open man. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. So the offense will decline that penalty after the big play. Boy, as a defense, you hate to just hand out 1st downs on a penalty. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Get it out on the screen. There he goes. Inside the 20-yard line, pushed out at the 18, and they're in business.
Well, this offense is showing you it doesn't take a lot of time for them to generate explosive plays through the air. Big completion on the previous play. They take another shot and hit it, and they have completely flipped the field.
Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
A designed run for the quarterback. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. They'll turn to the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. Direct snap. It's Slater. They might go back to that one in a big spot as they pick up the 1st down out of the Wildcat. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. On the snap, it's Slater. Next going for the goal line. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, James Madison.
And they pound the rock. The run game comes through late in the first half when you needed it. Now they take the lead. They take the momentum. That's how you end the first half.
And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. They'll toss it to the left. Got enough for the first. Brought down at the 20. After he picked up 10. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Dukes will line up to kick off and start the second half. And he's coming out of the end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set the tone here early in the second half, to get a nice drive going, build that confidence, and get your defense ready to come on out, get a stop, and change the complexity of this game.
He hurls one deep down the left side. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down. We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Fires to the right. Got the tight end outside. All kinds of room to the right. He's got the sidelines going nuts as he gets... the 18-yard line.
A lot of times when you go to the stat sheet after the game, defenses are going to look at explosive plays. Like, we're taught to be top down, stay deep, don't give up those big plays, make them earn it all the way down the field. Bad job giving up the big play in the passing game.
Tough, determined run gets it down to the 12.
This defense has got to get better at tackling in the open field or gang tackling, because if you need 3 or 4 guys to bring a guy down, have fun with that.
Pulls and fires complete. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, UCLA. Backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, no problem.
When you start in the black zone inside your own 20 coming out, it's difficult. You can give up a safety. You get worried about that. But the offense puts a great drive together. Great job executing. Great job getting a touchdown.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. James Madison sends the offense back onto the field. Their lead is gone, and they'll try to grab it back on this drive. Flips it out on the screen. Oh, he's got some space. Knocked out of bounds at the 46 after the good pickup on that one.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws, just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to...
And he's still running after the move.
These running backs nowadays, they're built so low to the ground, thick and compact, but fast and shifty. They're just so hard to tackle. And you can see he just does a great job breaking tackles, breaking tackles. He does this consistently. That's why he's really hard to stop at the running back spot.
Got enough for the first, and he's still going. Touchdown, Dukes! And that one will come up here in the second half. What an explosive eruption into the end end zone by this running back.
And this back does it a lot. That he makes big plays. When you can make big plays like this, it makes everybody's job easier. Oh, we can play action. Oh, we can throw it. But it starts with the run game, and this guy's setting everything up.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. UCLA will go back to work on offense. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. Throws to the wideout. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. Backed up now. Here's second and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the second down misfire. On third and long, he has to throw for it. Pressure coming. On the run, fires downfield. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. The Bruins decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Takes it on the return. He only needs a sliver of daylight. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Guys, James Madison ready to go back on the attack. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. The lone back's got it. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Snap to the back. Finds a little space. Breaks into the open. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Snagged out of the air. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. The Dukes looking to take advantage of this red zone trip. Here's the handoff. And he is snuffed out, greeted by a host of defenders.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. They're within field goal range at the 29. Let's see if they can pick up a few or the first down on third and long. To the air, it's Ogden. Unloads to the wideout. He put it out there for him, and this senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection. They'll try to cap off this drive with a field goal. This is going to be a 46-yard field goal attempt. It's good. And now the lead is extended a little further.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting three on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. He'll bring it out. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Looking downfield on first down. Makes the grab on the left. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. And the Bruins have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. Looking to fire. Unloads it left. Got his man. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. Off the play fake on first down. Finds his big tight end. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
To the air on 2nd down. Always a welcome play from the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
Well, after having to punt on their last drive in the opponent's territory, it looked like things were finally going positively offensively this drive, and then it stalls out at the very end because they give up a sack. I think in critical down and distances, they just have got to be better with execution, making sure they have the right play call on and getting rid of the football on time. But back-to-back punts, no bueno for this offense.
On 3rd and long, a check down will be the last resort. Their pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. The Bruins will punt this one away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. From the gun, the ground game. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. We've come to the break, and James Madison is on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. Several defenders there to get him on the ground.
Well, I don't know what the quarterback saw on that last play, but he made a pretty quick decision that he was just going to tuck it and run it, and his offensive coordinator is glad he did. How about the speed by the QB on that play?
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. A costly penalty wipes out that 3rd down conversion, and now they'll back up and try it again. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Wants to adjust the pattern. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. The offense will... They're to go for it on 4th down again. They're 3 for 4 so far in this one. They'll immediately call timeout. And the Dukes line up to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Got it near midfield. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. UCLA will go back to work on offense. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the 50.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
They ripped off 7 on that one. Third down and 3.
Man, that quarterback can go. Just another guy in another system all across college football. All quarterbacks nowadays, they got so much speed, it's ridiculous.
Man, I'm telling you, that has to be exhausting for the defensive lineman trying to chase. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. It's incomplete, and they... Needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. The give and tick, 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 tick. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
Late in football games, I have a plan. I want to run the football. I want to put my quarterback in great situations if I do throw it. Low risk, keep that clock moving, get a few first downs. And if I get a few first downs with that clock moving, I get the W and get out of here.
Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They'll leave it with the lone back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Quick pass on the jet motion. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Now facing a 3rd and long. Defense didn't maintain its discipline there, and they get into the neutral zone. It'll cost them 5 yards.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense.
So the offense accepts the penalty, and they'll get a little farther away from their own end zone. The penalty gets back a few, but it's still 3rd and 8. Ready, go. From the gun, running back on the move. And the defense is swarming to keep him from getting to the first down.
Picks up 6. Now, 4th down.
They're in field goal range here on 4th down, but they're going to keep this offense on the field. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout called.
Timeout, James Madison.
And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. He slides that just inside the right upright. And they'll push that lead out a little further. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. The UCLA offense is back on the field, ready to go to work. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
Rides the back on the option, the give. Sweet cut there. Gets away from one, finds room. It's a seam wide open. Huge plays like that can change the complexion of a game, and he's got it at the 22-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Makes the grab. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. Back to pass. Bringing the heat. Here comes the rush, and they've got it wrapped up at the 28. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Got him downfield. Looking for the end zone. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game.
1st and goal, UCLA.
Looking to throw. Oh, they're after it. This is caught for the late touchdown, so let's not put this one to bed just yet.
And listen, still a ways to go, but great job by this offense getting you back in the ball game. Now, we got a 1-possession game. We got our score. We did what we're supposed to do. Now, how do we get this stopped? Now, the defense has to come up big and get me the rock back.
Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch. James Madison sends the out. Back onto the field. 1-possession game, getting late. First order of business, just take care of the football.
So they call this situation 4-minute offense, where you're trying to run the football and throw high-percentage passes to maintain possession and bleed the clock. This is a very difficult point of the game to execute at a high level, Dave.
Yeah, and listen.
Turning it on. A big play gets it into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 44.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy in the ground, man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Ready. On the direct snap, it's Henderson. And the Wildcat is not working. They knock him down behind the line.
And that's exactly what I want from my offense. Like, listen, they're out of timeouts. I want this clock to tick. Now, we have seen some college coaches across college football continue to run the football and also give up the football and give a gift to the other team. This one's over if I just take a knee.
We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. On the direct snap, it's Henderson. Off to the races to the right. He's at the 10, and he gets it into the end zone for a touchdown. A gut punch to this defensive top with a knockout punch.
Well, they get the touchdown when they needed it most. That score now makes it a two-possession game, and guys, with just seconds to go on the game clock, this thing is all but over.
And now they'll empty the backfield for the two-point try.
Let's go!
Here's the snap, looking to throw. He's got the two-point conversion, and they build on that lead. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. Here's the return from inside his 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22.
Will take over. First and 10.
They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. Wants to throw on first down. Here's a throw downfield late. The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left. And after this play, the cake will be baked. Second down, they'll go to the air. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And the pass is incomplete, and the ball game is complete. When you get this deep in the season and that 0 is still in the lost column, that target on your back just gets bigger and bigger.
And some people handle it better than others. We've seen some teams melt late in the season, and we've seen other teams thrive on it and embrace it. So this team so far has embraced it, and everything they've shown me, Jesse, throughout the regular season says that they're going to continue to embrace it and continue to play well.
Yeah, that's a great point, guys. They've got the target on their backs right now. They're not sneaking up on anybody the way they might have done earlier in the year when we didn't quite know who they were or what they're about. Everybody right now in the entire country, all of college football, knows that this team's for real. They've got to put it together now to close this season out strong.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.